Okay, everybody, we're going to talk about this thing called completing the square, and I'm on page 742. It's kind of weird. It's a weird trick, but it always works. Okay, so we had x squared plus 10x plus 12. It does not factor, but we used Desmos, and we found, sure enough, it has to have two zeros. Okay, so if it doesn't factor, we know there's two zeros, then how do we get those answers? So it's a step called completing the square. Okay, so you take a look at the trinomial, set it equal to 0. Okay, we've got 1x squared plus 10x plus 12. So our a would be 1, our b is 10, and our c is 12. So here's how you complete the square. Okay, b is 10. We take half of it. Take half of that. Half of 10 is 5. And then you take that and you square it. So you take half this number. Half of 10 is 5. I squared 5 and I got 25. Now when you add 25 then to both sides, okay, so then I get this 0 equals x squared plus 10x plus 12, but I have to bring the 12 over, but I add 25 to both sides, okay? So then what I get, if I add 12 to both sides, 25 to both sides, is I factor x squared plus 10x plus 25, and I can factor. It factors into x plus 5, x plus 5. I get 13 here, set equal to 0, and I can solve it. I square root of 13, square root of 13, okay, because I rewrote that as x plus 5 quantity squared. I square rooted it. I got the square root of 13 is about 3.605 plus or minus. And I was able to solve, and sure enough, I got the two answers up here that I was looking for, okay? So that's a way to get the answers without factoring. It doesn't factor. So then we practiced a little bit of that on the next page. Okay, we took this. Remember we said take half this. So we took half of 8, which is 4, and then we squared 4. 4 squared is 16, and we added that to both sides. Add 16. So that'll factor into x plus 4, which makes an x plus 4 quantity squared. That's completing the square. That is a square term. Okay, on b we did the same thing. We took half of 5. Half of 5 is 5 halves. We squared that. We squared it, and we get 25 fourths, and we added that, and that'll factor into x plus 5 halves, x plus 5 halves. Or we can rewrite it as x plus 5 halves squared. So it always factors into this term, x plus minus b over 2 quantity squared, okay? And then we did a few more on the next page. We knew we took half of that, which is 4. We squared it and we got 16. It factors into x minus 4, or x minus 4 quantity squared equals 16, okay? We took half of 5, which is 5 halves. We squared 5 halves, and we get 25 fourths. We factor that, became x plus 5 halves quantity squared equals 25 fourths. Now, to do it backwards, how do we get this original numbers? Well, we took square root of that, which is 10, and we doubled it. We got a 20. So that will factor into an x minus 10, x minus 10, or x minus 10 squared equals, in this case, 100, okay? So how do we get this number again? We're going to do the opposite. Square root of it is 12. We double it, we get 24. It will factor into an x plus 12, x plus 2, 12, or x plus 12 quantity squared, okay? So that's what I had for the work today, and there was a worksheet that went along with it. Tomorrow we'll do more of this. We'll actually solve problems using completing the square, okay? That's all I have.